final girls, the last screamers standing. The ones who crawl out of the blood-soaked finale, breathing heavy, but alive. But here's the real question. Which final girls would actually survive in real life? And which ones got lucky with plot armor? Today, we're tossing a dozen iconic final girls into 5 savage survival tiers, based on real-world logic and not horror movie convenience. This is survival of the smartest, or at least survival of the one that didn't trip over her foot in the woods. So our tier list goes as follows. We got built different, tough enough to make it, barely escaped but alive, wouldn't make it past Act 1, and dead before the commercial break. So let's get to it. Coming in at number 1, we got Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street. Dream Demon? No problem. Nancy sets traps, stayed awake for days, and faced Freddy toe-to-toe. She didn't just survive, she outplanned a sleep monster. So we're gonna go ahead and put her in built different. Nancy didn't survive by chance. She survived because she turned her house into a murder maze. Next, we got Jess Bradford from Black Christmas. Look, I respect the vintage horror queens, but Jess was basically playing Clue in a sorority house while a killer hid in the attic.
The caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house.
She spent the movie confused and almost got blamed herself. So we're gonna place her in barely escaped but alive. I almost want to put her lower than that. Jess survived the original slasher, but only because the cops finally showed up. That's not strategy, that's luck.
How long do you think it'll be before I can talk to you? Just a couple questions.
Well, she'll be out for at least 4 hours and pretty groggy after that.
Next we got Grace Ladomas from Ready or Not. A wedding dress, a goat pit, a crossbow? This girl didn't sign up for ritual murder, but she adapted fast. Honestly, I'd trust her to survive the purge and still make brunch the next day. So that's why Grace is going in built different. She was outnumbered, underdressed, and still walked away with blood on her face and 0 trauma tears.
Want a divorce?
Next, we got Laurie Strode from Halloween, the OG final girl. She survived Michael Myers with a hanger and pure anxiety, and then came back later as a shotgun grandma with booby traps and PTSD. That's why we gotta place her in built different. Laurie had a full 40-year revenge arc. She would have survived COVID, Y2K, and any HOA dispute. Next, we got Tree Gelbman from Happy Death Day, and she got better every time because of a time loop. In real life, you don't get practice rounds. So unless she's got cheat codes, she's in trouble. We're gonna go ahead and drop her in wouldn't make it past Act 1. No loop, no hope. Next, we got Erin Harson from You're Next. She grew up on a survivalist compound. This wasn't a horror movie for her, it was training day. She turned a blender into a murder weapon and didn't flinch. She's gotta go in built different. Erin wouldn't just survive. She'd organize the survivors and file for joint insurance after. Next, we got Julie James from I Know What You Did Last Summer. She got stalked by a guy in a raincoat and kept responding to the letters. Also 0 weapon skills, no instinct, just vibes. She's going into dead before the first commercial break. If she survived in real life, it'd be by hiding in a group chat.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
Next, we got Sydney Prescott from Scream. Smart, paranoid, always armed. Sydney doesn't trust anyone, and in horror, that's a survival skill. She's beat multiple ghost faces, and every single one underestimated her. We gotta put her in built different. Sydney is that friend who always sits facing the door. She's not dying first, or last, or ever.
No offense, Stu. I have no intention of ever setting foot in that town again.
Next, we got Chris Higgins from Friday the 13th Part 3. She survived Jason, yes, but mostly by screaming, swinging a bat, and hoping for the best. She didn't strategize, she panicked and somehow made it. We're gonna put her in barely escaped. In real life, she might survive one Jason, but not a sequel. Next, we got Kirsty Cotton from Hellraiser. Solves cursed puzzle, gets stalked by Cenobites. Instead of yeeting the box into the ocean, she keeps playing with it? She survives, barely, but only because Pinhead was feeling poetic. We're gonna drop her and wouldn't make it past Act 1. Curiosity kills the cat, and in this case, opens a hell dimension.
The box. You opened it.
Up next, we got Sally Hardesty from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She didn't defeat Leatherface, she outlasted him. Screamed, ran, jumped through the windows, pure chaos survival. She's going in barely escaped. She made it, but I bet money she never survived emotionally. And lastly, we got Dana Polk from Cabin in the Woods. And she was literally meant to die. Even the movie was like, you're the final girl, but not because you earned it. She kind of gave up in the end too. She's going in dead before the first commercial. If not for a stoner friend and a twist ending, Dana was already toast.
I know.
There you have it. Final girls ranked by who'd actually make it out alive if they weren't in a movie. Erin, Sydney, and Nancy, survivors. Julie and Dana, I'm not even sure they'd survive a bad date, let alone a killer. Agree, disagree? Drop your favorite final girl in the comments and let me know where you'd rank them. And if you're watching this at night, maybe double check the locks. Just saying. Subscribe for more Savage Horror breakdowns. And this is Waxyz World signing off. Till next time, we'll see you again.